Today's show is brought to you by howdoicreateapodcast.com. Want to create your very own podcast to promote you and your business? Learn how you can become a rockstar podcaster in 30 days or less. Just visit howdoicreateapodcast.com. That's howdoicreateapodcast.com.
Welcome to Out of the Box with Christine. Are you willing to step into your greatness? Are you ready to shine? Well, get ready, Truth Seeker. You're in for an amazing ride. And now, here's the host of the show, Christine Blosdale.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Out of the Box with Christine. I am your host, Christine Blosdale. I am an expert authority business coach, and I help entrepreneurs, authors, solopreneurs, anybody with a heartbeat who wants to get the message out about what they do with the world. I help them create podcasts, videos, you name it. I help them on their websites, all that good stuff. Anything to do with media, multimedia, that's what I do. And with the show, Out of the Box with Christine, I bring amazing guests that I think are going to help you in some way. And I always love conscious entrepreneurialism as well, because some of us are in business, and why not do business from the heart and do it with great intention? And so my guest today is a wonderful example of that. Jocelyn Sandstrom, who is my guest today. She's a transformational coach and mentor. She has the Quantum Manifestation podcast. She's also the founder of Wellness and Metaphysical, which is a community-driven platform that promotes higher level of consciousness through expos, retreats. She's got clients all around the world, and she is here today to help bring some aloha to the show. Welcome very much, Jocelyn.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on your amazing podcast.
And I mentioned the thing about aloha because nobody knows, but you are from the great state of Hawaii.
Yes, and I'm based here again after 20 years.
So this comes right back. This comes right back, doesn't it?
Yep, it always does.
Well, thank you again for coming. And you're, the topic of whenever you mention the word quantum, quantum energy, people, it's because they can't hold it, they can't touch it. They might go, what the heck is that? What is quantum energy, Jocelyn?
To me, it is, you can't touch it, you can't see it. It's like, nothing is real until you observe it based on what you're observing it for. It's basically, to me, the idea is just to shatter the limitations, to shatter the reality, this fixed reality that we live in, to open it up to its infinite potentiality because it's there. We've all experienced it, but we all kind of called it flukes. Like I saw this post the other day and it said, if you don't believe in magic and miracles, you're on a floating ball in the middle of space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't see that as a miracle in itself or in the magic of it, we forget and we lose that in our every single day life, and everything is so fixed and time is so fixed, but really time is not. We know time isn't. I mean, time can rush by. The 5 minutes could be gone like that, or it could take forever. We know that. So why not play with that? Why not use it to our advantage?
I think you're right. It's almost like we're in a dream when we're awake. It's almost like we're in a dream. And we tend to, as human beings, to take everything so literal, right? And look around at the things that we don't like as well. That's another human trait. We look at things that we don't like instead of being really appreciative. One of the things that when I was reading up, was, and I love this, the power of celebrating the life you've already manifested while continuing to manifest the next level of your life.
Yes.
That's from you. And I really appreciate that, because poo-pooing your current situation and hating, I hate these people that I live with. I hate the dog when he barks or whatever. All this stuff that we do as humans, why did that alarm clock have to go off so early? Really actually stopping and appreciating what we have, and then also at the same time co-creating something that we would love even more. That's the skillet, right? That's the stuff that you really want to tap into.
Oh, absolutely. And when you do it from that energy, not only do you enjoy the process so much more, you open up synchronicity because then you're now in that frequency of abundance. Like we are manifesting every single second of every single day. We just don't call it manifesting. It's we think something, we're looking for something, and we create it into our reality. So if you look at your reality and you're looking for all the things you don't have, you're just manifesting more lack,
Ugh.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're looking at all the things you do have, you're manifesting more abundance. And it's just that little tweak in your perception that changes if you tweak that perception today, and instead of looking for all the things you don't have and the things you wish you had and and everything, and you tweak it to this, you'll fall in love with your life in a day. I always tell people like if there's anything in your life that if I took it away from you, you'd miss it, show deep gratitude for it. Like, we take our phones for granted and we want the next best iPhone that's coming out or whatever phone that is. And then you lose it. And then when you get it back, you're like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, this is the best phone ever. But we just take it for we just take everything for granted. We normalize it. And then we are miserable and we just want that next thing. So we're always chasing that carrot. When we do that, we're going to slow down the process and it burn out, stress, anxiety, the whole way through it. But just think about everything you dreamed of, your partner, and then all of a sudden, boom, out of the blue, they dropped into your life.
Yeah.
This home that you're living in, everything that you've already manifested, falling in love with it and living it like that version of you that dreamed about it. Because now you get to live it. Otherwise, you just get it and then you move on to the next, and you never actually get to be the person that gets to receive it and live it with such deep gratitude while you're creating the next thing.
That's the key. That's so important. And I think it's because we've been programmed, Jocelyn. I think
Yes.
we've been programmed. I think we've been programmed to be consumers. I think we've
Oh,
been
yes.
programmed to compare ourselves with others.
Yes.
Social media doesn't help in that respect. But I think we've been from very
Hmm.
young, we are programmed that to get the next best thing. It's like a disposable society. You know,
Yeah.
I remember
And
when
I
I
don't
was
think,
little. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
when
What?
you were little.
No, I was just say when I was little, and I hate to sound like my grandmother, but when I was little, not that I walked 8,000 miles in the snow, but no, but when I was little, and I was hanging out with my grandmother, if something broke, we would get it fixed, right? The lawnmower. There was an actual lawnmower man. There was a lawnmower man who had a business of fixing lawnmowers, because the thought of, if something goes wrong with your lawnmower, the thought of going out and buying a new lawnmower was like, what are you, nuts? You take it to the lawnmower man. Same thing with clothes. Every the first oh my gosh, the first 12 years of my life, I either wore hand-me-downs from my
Mm.
cousins, and my male cousin, because I didn't like the girls' clothes. I would wear my cousin Richie's clothes. Um,
Oh.
or my grandmother would make them. And even though they were
Mm.
horrid to wear, they had no pockets. Grandma, I just need pockets. But the idea of, going out and just buying something because it was older, or, if it had a tear in it, throwing it away.
Mm.
That concept was like, no, you fix it.
Yeah.
And here we are today where we're like, I have a teenage daughter. I know how it is.
Well, the thing is, I so I don't think there's anything wrong with desiring more. I think the thing that causes the unhappiness is, like you said, if we don't appreciate what we have while we create more. So, like you
Right.
said, like being able to fix things, like to value the things that we have so they're not disposable, to be able to see your phone that you've had for how many years, but still find value in it instead of saying, I just want the next thing. We get to have the next thing, but we don't have to let that be the thing that runs us all the time. It
Mm,
gets to
mm.
be like, oh gosh, I'm so fulfilled. I'm so in love. Like you said, the lawnmower, we get to fix it. We get to do this. We get to do all of that. And then when it really runs out, we get to buy another one as well too, for whatever reason, and we get to do it when we desire to do it, but not because we're not feeling good enough, not because it's keeping up with
Yeah.
the Joneses, not because we just always want the next big thing, because the next thing is going to be the thing that's going to make us happy. And we did grow up in a society of comparison. I mean, this whole school system is based on your
Mm,
grades and all of these things, measuring you to a standard that's not everybody. Not
yeah.
everybody is going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, and you're getting graded on all these things. What about the artists? What about the musicians? What about the entrepreneurs, right? And
Right.
then also comparison. As children, our parents did a lot because it's a really good motivator. You make someone feel so bad that they motivate themselves away from to feel better about themselves. It's like a fear-based
Yeah.
motivation, and it does work. And society, I think, was run by that. It was like, we have to have more, we're not good enough, we have to fit in this box, we have to do all these things. What I help my clients to do is release that fear-based, not good enough, proving, pleasing, achieving energy, to get into the I am a miracle by just being born into this life. I've had 5 miscarriages. So whenever I look at my son, I can ultimately know the miracle that he is just by being born. And every single one of us, the miracle of us just being born. And I truly believe all our souls are same power but different. On a soul level, we all know everything. We're all part of source. We're all connected to the universe. We're all, I consider us all one. It's just when we come down, we choose to take on these beliefs and this conditioning. And then we kind of like, let's say there's this like channel of all the information, the magic, the potential, the knowledge. And every time we take on these beliefs, we put little
Mm,
blocks
yeah.
and we clog it. So all we need to do is remove those blocks to uncover our truth, to uncover our infinite potentiality. And just as easily as we took on those beliefs and those blocks, they're not ours, they're not real, they're just beliefs. Let's just put them down and pick up different beliefs that are going to help us to open us up to more magic, miracles, and, flow and our authentic truth.
Ah, I love that. I love that. And what you were saying too is really true. The the thing is too is not enough, not a lot of people get to experience that oneness, right? They don't, because of all those filters that have been put in,
Yes.
right? Somebody on the playground said, one day, "Oh, you're ugly." Oh yeah, I'm ugly. I
Yes.
don't deserve any love. I don't. All those things that we put in front of us, and the stories that we tell that are on a loop, right? Since childhood, you could be a successful CEO, but if you have that low self-esteem, or somebody hurt you and said something, those stories, that's the loudest sound, right? So it drowns out that oneness. And I
Hmm.
think I mean, I've been blessed to almost die, to have a near death experience. And with the near death experience, some people, they don't experience the oneness, but a great many do.
Yes.
And the experience, I mean, everybody has a different one, but to boil it down, is that when you have that moment where you are connected to everything, you would think that your mind would explode because it's just too much, but no, but it's just like, if you think about, oh, there's a bird, I hear a bird, I am one with that bird, and it is the most beautiful feeling. A rock, right?
Yes.
Nature,
Yes.
the
Yes.
ocean, and it is the most amazing feeling, absolutely, that anybody, you can't even describe it. You
Yes.
can't even
It's like
describe it.
coming home.
And you can't describe the colors, and you can't
Yeah.
describe the feeling.
Yeah.
It's coming home. It's coming home. And
Yeah.
that's why in that moment of that near death experience, you're like, of course I want to die. Of course
Yeah.
I'm ready. This is beautiful. This is
It is. I've had the same thing, and it changes your life. It changes the way that you see the entire world, and how
yes.
you are so incredibly grateful that you get to be here and you get to experience this. And you know that wherever you're going is even more incredible. So
Yeah.
there's no fear. It's just like, I get to be here. I get to experience this. So why not experience the rock, like you said? Why not experience every single thing, the breeze on my face, the sun on my face, like I get to experience this gift So let me experience it instead of just rush through doing all day, every day, and then wondering why I'm stressed out,
Mm.
anxious, burnt out, depressed, and all of these things. So it's just that tweak, like you said. I love that.
Well, we want to tap into that without having a near death experience because
Yes, and we can. But the thing is, we can. It's a choice. It's a
yes.
choice to hold on to the stories that we've been telling ourselves our whole life. So our conditioned mind wants to hold on to these stories. They want to any story or belief you have, you will validate it every single day and you will make it true. If you're always like, this always happens to me, and you say it over, I did a post about this, the power of always and never, the words, how powerful they are.
Mm.
Anytime you use it, you cement that belief into your reality. So you and people will say, "Oh, this always happens to me." And you'll ask them and you'll, break it down. It's not always, but they still want to hold on to that story for whatever reason. And they'll say, "But this happened and this happened." And they'll show you all the reasons why it happened to keep that story real in their reality because they're receiving something from it. But then when you're like, okay, well, you can hold on to that story and you can keep getting those results. You can keep living more of the same and absolutely you can have that, or you can put that down now. You can realize that you're not defined by that, that yes, that was a story up until this point, but now you can create another story. Now you just need to choose what that story is and then every single day validate that new story. Validate that you're the lucky one. Validate that life is magic and miracles. I do that with my 4-year-old. And so, one day we were going down to the beach and I forgot all his beach toys, which normally leads to a very big tantrum. And I said, "But Bodhi, we're magic and miracles. We'll figure something out. Don't worry about it." And we get down to the beach and as soon as we get down to the beach and we start laying our stuff out on the sand, nobody was around. There was a little wizard Lego that was buried in the sand that we dug up. And I was like, "See, Bodhi, magic and miracles." So he was like, "Oh, yes." And then we found another toy and then some other things happened and he was trying to manifest something. So he takes the wizard, he goes, "Magic and miracles." And then it happened because we were looking for the magic and
Yeah.
miracles. Of course, was everything magic and miracles? No. Certain things didn't go right. I forgot the bucket. This,
How
all like
dare
there's
you?
all these things that happen. But do we focus on it and make it more real, or do we focus on the things and create that to be our reality? We just have to be strong enough and realize and take accountability for our stories and say, okay, yes, absolutely, that story is absolutely true. You're going to validate it. You're going to show me, but you can show me a different story if you want to live a different life. It's up to
Yes.
us. We get to
Yeah.
choose.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now you had said your son's name is Bodhi.
Yes.
Oh man, when you said that, I got welled up with tears. My beautiful, my baby, I had a toy poodle for 16
Oh,
years named Bodhi, and
oh my
and
gosh.
then I would never be angry at her because she was an angel, but whenever she would, I'd go Bodhisattva because that was like it's like saying Christine, it's like Bodhisattva. What are you doing?
I
Um,
love
but her
that.
name was Bodhi because she was pure joy, like pure love and
Oh,
pure joy. I love that name.
oh,
So
thank you.
yes.
Me
Oh,
too.
that's just reminding me of that. Yeah, it really is important. And I love how it's something that you do have to keep up on, because our default is the negative, right? Our
And it's only a
default,
default because it was programmed in. In
yes,
the beginning, it
yes,
wasn't natural to us. In the beginning,
right.
we were pure. And we were infinite potential. We were kids in school that daydreamed all the time and we manifest through our daydreams. Manifesting doesn't have to be
Yes.
hyper focusing and writing 100 times a day and, doing all these things. We are born natural manifestors through our daydreams. We imagine it and we bring it into the reality. And then school says, get your head out of the clouds, stop daydreaming, be realistic. All you need to do is open yourself back up to it. That's all. It's so simple. We're all born for it. And so, yes, that is your automatic pilot going to those thoughts. So, just being aware that you get to put that down and create a new automatic pilot. Yes, in the beginning, just like riding a bike, it takes a little bit of practice, but then it becomes your new automatic pilot and you don't even have to think about it anymore.
That's it. That's it. That's the trick. That's yeah, that's the trick. And it's having a frame of mind to and like I remember when I used to travel a lot, and when you travel sometimes your flight gets bumped, and it gets moved later or it gets bumped, right? And I remember I called my mom and I said, "Mom, I'm not able to get the flight to New York or whatever." I said the flight was bumped, and she like was so upset. And so, oh my chérie, my love. My mom's from Morocco, so she, oh my God, oh my love, oh this is horrible, this is horrible. I can't believe it. You work so hard, and you must be so tired, and da da da. And I said, Mama, Mama, I said it's okay. I said it's all right. They gave us a hotel room, and
Yeah.
I said, besides, maybe I'm not supposed to be on that flight.
Oh my gosh,
And
I
she,
love that.
oh, you're right, my chérie. You're right. Okay. Yes. Yes. You must be safe. Okay. So my mom was always, because my mom was always worried about me. So I would call
Um,
her, I would text when I would arrive somewhere, whatever,
yeah,
anything. She was always, always worried about me,
yeah.
making sure that I was okay. That's, I don't, if it's a mother thing, but it's also, she had lost a child.
Oh,
So I had to be hyper. I had to make sure that, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm healthy.
yes, I completely understand, especially after having my first, I mean, having Bodhi. There was something we were going through that was really scary, and then I just had this epiphany moment that again, all our souls are same power but different. So his soul is just as powerful as mine. His soul chose this journey, and
Yeah.
his soul chose anything that's going to happen in this journey. So he's resilient, he'll be able to handle it. It's all happening for him, not to him. So I get
Mm,
to trust into the process. And that's the one thing that I've been practicing so deeply, and it's completely changed my life, is when we trust in our soul's journey, when we trust that the universe, God, divine, spirit, source, whatever that is for you, is supporting you for your best life. Your visions, your dreams, to me, are an echo from a future you in quantum physics, past, present, futures in the now. So it's an echo from the future version of you, showing you what's coming. If you show up every single day, take aligned action, surrender to the process of it. And if you truly believe, if you create this and cultivate this belief that they are everything good and bad, right, wrong, mistakes, failures, success is all happening for you to bring you to that place. We just have to get out, we just have to let go of the wheel, and we have to let it flow through us. We have to let life flow through us unrestricted so that the magic can just drop in here and there. Because I use this example when I have my son, and he really wanted to go to this one place, and I was going to take him to this other place that was so much more amazing, and he's like, no, I really want to go to this one place. And I'm like,
right.
Bodhi, trust me, you're gonna love this one so much more. And we get to this one place, it turns out it's closed, and he got all frustrated. I'm like, you see, just trust me, we're gonna go to this other place. We went there. He absolutely loved it. And I said, are you going to trust me now? And he said, yes. And I was like, I think that's the same thing as us with the universe or our soul or divine or source or anything. We know where we want to go. We just got to let go, and we got to trust, because if we do what we want and we do what we do, we're going to create more of the same, because we know
Mhm.
what we know, what's created this. But if we want something, a new experience, a new, magic to drop into our world, we have to let go of what we think our conditioned mind knows. We have to let go of the conditioned
Yes.
mind
Yeah.
and let soul flow through us, and trust and follow those breadcrumbs every single day on that knowing, the knowing that you told me that your wife had and you had when you moved from Australia, I mean, from LA to Australia, like that knowing, we just got to tune into that and trust, knowing that it's bringing us to a place that's more magical than we could ever have dreamed of. And it might not look the way we want it to look right away. It
Excuse me.
might not it might not be as comfortable as we want it to be, but it's going to be more amazing than we could have ever imagined if we just trust in the process, and we take the detours and, all the things that we're meant to do to get to that place. And I just keep saying, let go of the wheel, let go of the wheel, because I know if I drive, I know where I'm going, but I want something better than I could have ever imagined. And so let me listen to the guidance, follow the breadcrumbs, and then be curious to see where that's going to lead.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And that's what you do with your clients as well, right? That's when you're working
Yes.
with your clients. How can people find out more about the work that you do and get in touch with you?
Well, I put everything on Instagram. To me, websites are so static. It's just like a picture of one moment in time. Social media, my Instagram is constantly shifting and changing and evolving with myself, with my clients, with the collective, with whatever shifts we're going through at that time. So whatever I channel, I put out onto my social media. So that's probably the best place to find me. I focus more on Instagram because I just love the energy of it, but I also still do Facebook.
Okay, good. So I'll put a link to your Instagram page. And it's just Jocelyn Sandstrom,
Jocelyn Luco Sandstrom.
Jocelyn Luco.
Yeah, Luco Sandstrom. That's my
Okay.
maiden name.
Okay. All right. So let's spell that for the people, shall we?
Luko.
Okay. Luko. Got it.
Yeah.
Jocelyn
And
Luco.
also, if you want a soul evolution process that I give to everybody, because you know how I say follow the breadcrumbs,
Yes.
this soul evolution process helps you to drop down into heart space and communicate with your soul. Like, what's the next step of evolution for your soul? What's going to bring the most value to your vision, not to everybody else's vision, not to what you think success looks like, but what it truly feels like inside and what your soul is giving you those breadcrumbs to follow to get to that vision that's waiting for you on the other side. And so I give this to everybody because you can do it for your big why, you can do it for your everyday questions. I set my schedule this way. And when we were talking about before that away from motivation, the fear, the comparing, all of that, when you know your big why through this soul evolution process, or you already have that knowing, you don't need to do the soul evolution process. It is now an inspired motivation. It's like that kid that's running to Disneyland and he trips and he falls and he doesn't care. He gets right back up and he trips over a rock and he gets right back up and
Right.
he doesn't
Right.
care because he's so inspired. He doesn't have to force himself to run. But if he was in the park and he tripped and fell, he'd probably cry and look around for attention because, there's nothing else, there's nothing inspiring him. So your
Right.
big why, that inspiration it's a self-charging battery. You don't have to force yourself to get out of bed when you're inspired by your why, when you're in deep gratitude with this incredible life that you get to live, and you have that inspiration that's helping you to do the stuff that's not that comfortable, helping you to stay focused,
Right.
helping you to, have boundaries, whatever it is. But when you have that why and you have that gratitude, to me, it's like the perfect mix. So if you want that, I give that to everybody because it's changed my life and it's the thing that I do every single day. And once you know how to do it, you don't have to do the process. You can just drop down and ask. But in the beginning, just
Yes.
like
So how
anything,
do we get it? How do people
just
get it?
DM me, just DM me, Soul Evolution, and I will send it to you.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
on Instagram they can
Yeah.
reach out to you. So I'll make
Yeah.
sure I put the link in the show notes so that they can find you that way, and then
Yeah.
DM you and say Soul Evolution. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Just say Soul Evolution process.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Soul
Yeah.
Evolution. Yeah, I think
It's so much fun.
that's a great thing. That's a great thing to have, and also yeah, let's remind people too that we don't you don't have to necessarily to dream about what you want if you also start living it as if it's already happened or is
Yes.
happening. That
Yes.
also tells the universe something really like, oh, she's already grateful for this feeling,
Yes.
this energy. Let's bring more of that into it, right? Instead of
Yes.
saying, oh, I wish we had a better house, or I wish we lived here, or I wish
Yes.
this or that.
Oh, 100 million%. So, a lot of people, they want to have a lot of money because once I have money, I'll have freedom and I have all these things. We're already free right now. We get to choose every single day to not let circumstances, we're not a victim to circumstances. I get to, like, if something doesn't go that great or it's crunchy, I get to override it with, like I get to do something that makes the day magical. I get to look at the day and make it magical. I get to, my thoughts get to create my freedom. Nothing can stop me. And that's the freedom. And that's just purely in us every single day. So if you say, I'm the lucky one, and you just start creating that to be reality, aligning to that frequency and vibration, all of a sudden, all these things start showing up in your life. You know what I mean? Because you're
yes,
an
yeah.
energetic match to it. And my main thing is we don't have to try, we don't have to effort, we don't have to force. I help my clients, we do a ton of reprogramming to get to the point that we are just being. We are being our truth. We're being our authentic self. We're magnetizing our energy so that it just gets to be, like that saying, stop chasing butterflies, build a beautiful garden and let them come to you.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all we have to do. We just have to do us the best that we can, living our best life, and then letting that overflow to everyone and everything. So it's just an unfolding. We don't have to effort. We don't have to try. We get to do these things. We get to play. We get to find gratitude in the things like you love doing your podcast. I
Mhm.
love doing my business. And so every single day, it's like we get to do this. We're so lucky that
Yes.
we get to do this. And in that frequency, things are just magical.
I'm so glad I met you,
Oh, me
Jocelyn.
too. I'm so glad I met
I,
you too. I can't wait till you come to Oahu.
I know I'm gonna come. We're gonna go now. No, I can't wait to get there as well. Thank you again for coming on the show. I
Thank
really appreciate it.
you.
And we're going to let we'll have the show notes. We'll have that link to your Instagram so people can get in touch with you. And just thank you so much. And you're welcome back on the show anytime. Let me
Oh,
know
thank
if you've got something
you.
that's happening. And if you're in Australia ever, look me up. No, just
Awesome.
let me know.
I will absolutely. Thank you for your powerful show and everything you're sharing with the world.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank you, wonderful listeners, too. Yes, you who've been listening on Apple or Spotify or one of those other audio platforms. You can also, if you want to see my wonderful guest, Jocelyn, you can catch the show on YouTube. There's all kinds of great guests that I've had over the years, and you can actually see the video. And so you can see her lovely face, and make sure you share this episode too. If this has moved you, if you think someone in your life would benefit from what we've been talking about, share it. Don't just keep it to you. Don't just hoard it. Share it with others. If you
Let's
want more,
ripple out together.
yes. If you want more information about this show or the coaching I do, you can of course go to christineblosdale.com and reach out to me there as well. Thank you again. Thank you, Jocelyn, and aloha and
Thank you. Mahalo.
mahalo. Thank you, love. I'll take care. And as I always say at the end of each show, remember to think outside that damn box. Bye for now.
Pick it up.